Hello everybody, welcome. So today I'll be making some miyeok-guk, which is Korean seaweed soup, and japchae, which is stir-fried glass noodles with vegetables and meat. It is my housemate's slash roommate slash bestie's birthday this week. In Korean culture, we pretty much make seaweed soup or miyeok-guk for the other person on their birthday. And so I was like, you know what? Why not share some of my culture with him? And so I decided to make some miyeok-guk. He also was very interested in trying to learn how to make some japchae. And I'd never made japchae before, but I think it's pretty simple, and so I'll be making some japchae for him as well, in addition with the miyeok-guk. For this recipe, I'll be following Sue's recipe. She's the author of My Korean Kitchen, and I'm just gonna go loosely on this recipe. So, let's go! So we have all of our ingredients. We have our meat, the beef. We have all of our veggies, the spinach, mushroom, some onion and some carrots, and some eggs. We're gonna use the yolk and the non-yolk. So we have our glass noodle, it's called tangmyeon, and it's sweet potato noodles. And so we're just gonna mix these up all together and it'll pretty much be japchae. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So yeah, we finished preparing everything and that was a lot of work. Yeah, japchae was a lot of pre-planning all of the meats and just cooking all of the ingredients one by one, but now I got the easy part done. I'm excited for. Okay, so we have all of our cooked veggies right here. We got some onions, mushroom, spinach, like blanched spinach, the white part of the egg, the yolk, and then the carrot. And here we have our beef, the meat. This one was they're pretty tasty actually. And then we have our main lady. This is the tangmyeon or the glass noodles. I believe this one's made out of potato starch. And so we're just gonna mix it. Awesome. Ooh, gonna go in. Go in. Ooh, yum. So everything's mixed in here now. Now I just gotta do the easy part of just like mixing it all together. The Sino-Korean word japchae consists of 2 syllables. Chap pretty much means mixed, and chae just means vegetables. So when you combine the two together, you get japchae, so it's mixed vegetables. Pretty cool. So according to Korean history, this was created by a king subject named Yi-chung. The king pretty much loved the dish so much that he basically promoted this guy to, in current days, it would be the secretary of the treasury. So when he got promoted, the japchae dish that he made pretty much became a part of like the Korean royalty food cuisine, which was later then passed on to like the commoners. So an interesting fact is the original dish didn't have any meat or noodles. I think it was around like later 20th century that the meat started to get added and the glass noodles started to get added. Those ingredients were actually introduced from China to Korea. So Koreans pretty much believe that the long and chewy noodles represented longevity and prosperity. So all these different color variety of the vegetables represented all these different values such as happiness, abundance, and harmony in life. So in a way, eating this japchae dish, most of the time it was presented in celebrations, and it was seen as a way of wishing someone a long and prosperous and joyous life. Alright now, so this kitchen is a little bit of a mess after we've made our japchae. So now we're just gonna tidy it up a little bit and prepare for our miyeok-guk. And I just realized we ran out of our sesame oil, so we're gonna try making that from scratch and see how that goes. Alright, so we finished cleaning the kitchen and now we're gonna make some miyeok-guk. Miyeok-guk is a little bit easier. It's truly just grabbing the seaweed, the otogi seaweed, putting it in water, and then we have our meat. And then we briefly made like roasted sesame oil. It was a little bit bland, but this is the best that we can do. And that's pretty much it. You kind of just toss in everything together and the soup is pretty much made. So most of the seaweed always comes in like dried. So right now they're like small strands of just kind of like, they kind of look like hair. And then when you put it in water, they're just gonna expand slowly. So I'm gonna finish putting the rest of these into the bowl. We have our water. Just gonna pour that in. Just gonna fill it all the way up to the brim. Once the seaweed gets like bigger, we're gonna cook the meat in the sesame oil with the garlic onions and like the green onions, and then that meat oil will help like bring out the flavor of the soup. Then we add the miyeok, which is the seaweed, and then that's pretty much it. I truly saved the easier recipe for last because I knew this would be pretty like quick and simple. So I'll see y'all in a bit. So here is also like another fun history fact for miyeok-guk. So a historical record from China's Tang dynasty said that people during the Korea's Goryeo dynasty noticed that whales were eating seaweeds right after they were giving birth. And so people were believing that because these whales were eating the miyeok, the seaweed, that they pretty much started serving miyeok-guk, which is the seaweed soup, to women for their postnatal care after they've given birth. So basically this dish came to symbolize birth in Korea, which is why it's served for birthdays. And a lot of scientists have been researching on like the health benefits for miyeok, and there seems to be a ton of nutrients within the seaweed. It's rich in fiber, protein, vitamin A, B1, B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, and folic acid. So obviously the seaweed has a ton of nutrients and it's very, 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 very healthy. And then another interesting fact regarding miyeok and how it's pretty much harvested. So miyeok is a hardy seaweed that thrives by attaching to rocks or artificially submerged objects. There's basically a community of female free divers called the Hanyo, or sea women, that dive into the ocean without any oxygen mask to pretty much harvest these seaweeds. They go in with no tanks. They take a deep breath and then go down to the ocean and then grab the seaweed, which is crazy cool. Most of these female free divers live and work in Jeju Island. Most of them are older women past 50 years old. During these dives, they'll gather other shellfishes such as abalone, sea urchin, kelps, and other sea creatures in addition to the miyeok that they're gathering. And when they're pretty much going down into these ocean, they're only using like a knife or their bare hands. This whole process of like taking and like harvesting the miyeok is very like tradition based, and it's really cool actually. So it looks like the women dive for only 90 days a year, so it's very a limited time. I believe there is a documentary film about this on Apple TV. It's called The Last of the Sea Women. Highly encourage to watch it if you want to know more about these older women pretty much harvesting the seaweed. But that was pretty much miyeok. Hope y'all enjoyed the video of me making japchae and miyeok. It was actually really fun researching about the history behind both of these dishes that I've always eaten, and it was a great way for me to practice my Korean because a lot of these terminologies were in Korean, so I was kind of just reading and just vamping up my Korean. So I think I'm going to be making a lot more Korean dishes because the research was fun and I just love cooking in general. So hopefully from me you'll see a lot more Korean cuisine along the way. If you have any favorite Korean dishes that you want me to make, leave it in the comments below. Or if you have any favorite Korean food that you like to eat, let me know. Maybe I can make it from scratch.